Back again. Back again for another breaking news show. Jamar Chase saying, I will probably be limited if I do play in week number 1 of the 2024 fantasy football season. Kind of a shocking statement from him. I truly did believe we'd hear something along the lines like, I'll be fine, I'll be normal, whatever. Maybe he'd be winded, but for him to say I'll probably be limited. Now, let's be very careful because we've heard this before, and a limited player catches 100 yards worth of yardage in a touchdown, and then, or 2 touchdowns and 40 yards. I'm not saying I'd bench him if I had him and he did play, but we have more to talk about than just that because he's saying he's also a game time decision. It's game time decision. This is not something that he's going to necessarily play through the whole contract holdout situation in good faith. It's something we kicked around last live stream, but now we have confirmation that he is potentially a game time decision and potentially limited if he plays. And we got to break it all down. What's it mean? Do you trade for him on the cheap? What do you do if you have him? If you is there an opportunity to go get him, or are you just scared about doing that in general? You just stay away from this guy, even if someone comes and knocking on the door. The Fantasy Football Show begins now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
So Jamar Chase saying, I will probably be limited if I play, and I will be a game time decision. And the reporter that interviewed him even asked, is it true you want to beat Justin Jefferson's contract by a penny, like out of principle? And his response was, if I wanted to beat Justin Jefferson, I would, I would beat Justin Jefferson, essentially. Saying like, no, that seems to be made up. It's not something where he wants to beat anybody by a penny. If he wanted to beat him, he would smash him, basically, is what he's saying. So Jamar Chase said a lot today. And his vibe was kind of the tune of this thing's close. He actually responded with a I think we're almost there, like type of not word for word, but he said that we're getting there. We're pretty close, but we're still a little bit off. So there's still a shot that this thing happens before kickoff. I kind of think there's a 70% chance Jamar Chase inks a new contract extension before kickoff. But even if he does that, his comments right here coming from his mouth, this is, I have the footage on my Instagram. You can actually go watch it. It's on my IG. I'll pull it up, even show it to you. He says, Jamar Chase, he says,
what do I need to do? You know what I'm saying?
Here's the question.
I'm limited if I do play,
I'm limited if I do play. You can go watch it on my Instagram right now. Go watch it. Check it out. I don't know what to say. I honestly, I'm sleep deprived right now. I haven't even slept yet. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't even know if I'm here right now. I've got that weird feeling in my head where I haven't slept. I haven't slept at all. I haven't slept 1 hour. I was going to go take a little cat nap. And then Jamar Chase had to open his big mouth and say, I will probably be limited. And I said, damn it, I got to go live. And watch me end the live stream. I'm going to go try and get an hour or two of shut-eye, and then he's going to sign his contract extension. I'll probably be asleep. And I'll have to wake up every hour. Maybe I could get 4 hours of sleep before my live show at 8 p.m. Or actually, we go live way before 8 p.m. because of the game tonight. But I haven't slept yet. We did an emergency live stream even last night. We've been talking about all this stuff that's been in the news, the CMC, the Hopkins, the game last night, the recap of the game last night. I haven't slept, I'm not kidding, I haven't slept 1 hour. I've been up the entire time. I had to do my 6 miles that I do at 12,000 steps every single day. By the time I got off the live stream, it was like, I don't know, 1 or 2 o'clock my time. and I went on a 6-mile jog walk situation that I do every single evening. And as I get busier in the off season or the in season, can't even speak right now. I'm so tired. As I get busier in the in season, my nights, my days end later, which means that at 1 or 1:30, I got to do my 6 miles. So here we are. 0 sleep. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm here. You're here. Jamar Chase is here, but Jamar Chase might not be over there. You know, when I say over there, I mean on the field, or if he's on the field, he's limited. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. What's your dilemma? Do I start him or do I not? Let's pretend he inks his contract extension before week 1 kicks off. And he's on the field limited. What's limited mean? I don't know. I'm losing my voice. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Dial into the phone line.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I'd be interested to see if any of you have dilemmas that actually have me putting Jamar Chase on the bench. Number one, if you do, you're in a grandma league, okay? And you have an embarrassment of riches. So we'll see if any of you have that dilemma. But I think some of you are going to ask me some questions like, Smitty, should I put this man on the bench for... I'm trying to think of examples that I'm not going to like. Something of the tune of like, hey, Smitty, am I starting? I don't know. Michael Pittman Jr. would be a good example. Michael Pittman Jr. or Jamar Chase are limited. If Jamar Chase is playing, unless I hear something even more devastating, then I will probably be limited if I play. That was his exact verbiage. I believe that's word for word. I will probably be limited if I play. Does that make you start? Let's go through a gauntlet of players. Who's starting Jamar Chase limited or Michael Pittman Jr.? So I'll put your votes on the screen. Vote away, and we'll throw them on the screen. This is a good one. Mr. TD says Tank Dell or Jamar Chase if he's limited. Not Mr. Unlimited, but limited on the field. Scotty, you mouth breathing over there, or what's going on? Are you going on a hike? Is that the wind? You're in SoCal, so that's probably the wind. What can I do?
Yeah, I'll mute.
No, you don't. No, Scotty, go ahead. I'm just ranting and raving. Go ahead, Scotty. What can I do for you? You're live. You're fine.
Thanks for all you do, Smitty.
Two
quick questions for you.
Sir.
So my wide receivers right now are Drake London and Tank Dell, and I have Higgins and Jordan Reed on the bench. Do you think Drake London, and also have, I have Likely on the bench with Andrews as my tight end. Do you think Likely in London is enough to upgrade to like someone like a St. Brown or a Chase, since I have, the Higgins trading power as well?
Likely in London for Jamar Chase.
Do you think that's enough, or do I need to do like a 3-for-2 scenario because I have Higgins on the bench?
No, I think, look, off of this news right here, I think you could get it done. And I think some people might say they'd rather have Likely in London if you had no tight end, but I would probably take this gamble and take Jamar Chase. It's hard to know. Like, I honestly don't know what my own chat's going to say, because I just asked my own chat, Michael Pittman Jr. or limited. For what we know, limited, we don't know what limited means because it could mean 1,000 different things. He says, if I'll probably be limited, quote, I will probably be limited if I play, end quote. So our chat is saying, I don't want to say overwhelmingly, but definitely Pittman's winning. Now, that's one game. Okay, so on the year, Likely London. Can we get a vote on that, guys? If who's your tight end if you don't get Likely?
My tight end is McBride for Arizona.
Wait, well, why would you want to go after Likely then?
I'm not being clear on my question. So I'm trying to upgrade my wide receiver one right now, who's London.
Oh, okay. You're trading
my
away.
wide
I'm sorry.
receiver-
You're trading away. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm trying
yeah.
to see if I can upgrade London and sell high with likely because I already have McBride in my tight
Okay.
end.
So so let me ask the chat that real quick. Okay, so knowing that he has likely in London and he has McBride, I mean I'm taking Chase. You don't need likely. You got McBride. So likely London for Jamar Chase. I'm going to say go ahead and smash the hell out of that if you can pull it off.
Okay.
Does anybody else disagree or
think-
agree in the chat?
Mhm.
Okay, what's your other question?
If, for example, if the Chase owner is holding, do you think that's enough to go for St. Brown? Because the St. Brown owner in my league has Evan Ingram as their tight end. Or do you think that's going to be more of a expensive ask because he's way safer of an option right now?
Well, why would he want likely if he's got Ingram?
To be real, he's an idiot.
Okay.
He likes
Well,
to buy people that sell high, like to pop off. To be
yeah, I guess it's enough. One could argue you don't know. You don't need likely, all that much because you got McBride. But one could argue that London's gonna have a big year, But St. Brown,
I know.
I think it's enough for St. Brown and enough for Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase and St. Brown are very close in value, so it works. And I think the chat will also say go get St. Brown. St. Brown instead of London and likely.
Yeah.
Now is a good time to use likely if you don't need him and you were smart enough to listen, either do it on your own without the waiver wire show or go using this preemptive waiver wire show. Get likely, swing on in to into week number, right before week number 2, between week number 2 and week number 1, swing right in and land this big monster deal. The question is, does your league allow you to start St. Brown this week if you do this trade midweek?
Yeah, it'll go through.
Okay.
I could start on Sunday night, but because I'm trying to just optimize before everyone kind of pops off, because my running backs and my flex are Gibbs, Kyron, and Jacobs. So I feel like if I can just seal up all or wide receiver one, go to the ship and call it a day, provided health. That's kind of what I'm trying to do before the season gets going, and everyone wants to kind of hold on to their players that perform really well. So that's kind of why I wanted to touch base with you, Smitty, before everything goes off this weekend.
Yeah, I'd take that, bro. You have the opportunity to upgrade London into St. Brown or London into Jamar Chase. It costs you likely. Yeah, I'm doing it. Bro.
Okay. Yeah, and just to make sure, just in case if the owner wants Higgins, just throw it in there and try to get a good bench piece as well, like a 3-for-2 scenario.
Throw in Higgins.
For example, if the Chase owner could hold on to Higgins in that scenario.
What that's like saying, hey, should I buy this $300,000 house for, $295? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then at the end, you're like, all right, Smitty, I'll see you later. Oh, is it okay to throw in $100,000? Like you can't just throw in T. Higgins, bro.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so gotta hold on to Higgins. Just making sure that way I don't shoot myself in the foot.
Yeah,
okay.
don't do that.
Cool.
Don't do that. All right, later, bro.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yep. I don't know if that's me being sleep deprived or that was a wild question, but I appreciate him either way. He's a nice guy. So, but you can't throw in T. Higgins. Oh man, damn Jamar Chase. I don't know if I want to be here long. I just want to get in here and drop this video. Demetrius, $2 holler. Metcalf or Godwin, give me Metcalf all day long. And it's not even close. Gus Edwards or Monty, give me Monty all day long, Demetrius, and it's not even close. I know I'm sleep deprived, but these are pretty easy questions. Probably two of the easiest questions I've got all day.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Those that don't know, this man may or may not be starting week number 1. Because Russell Wilson can't stay healthy. 440 caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Smitty. This is Steve from Cleveland.
What's up,
First of all, I'd like to thank you for all you do to the fantasy community and helping everybody out, first of all.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you.
Yep, I need some pointers on roster construction and trying to make some trades happen. Can I give you my lineup?
Sure.
Sure. I got Hurts, Samuel, Rice, Taylor.
Hold on
Gibbs,
one second.
Njoku,
Hurts, Debo,
Rice, Jonathan Taylor, Gibbs, Njoku, Neighbors. And then on the bench, I'm riding with Higgins, Mostert, Spears, Bowers, Ndunze, and then Corum.
You still went a little quick there. Hurts, Debo, Rice, JT, Gibbs, Neighbors, and Njoku, and Higgins on the bench.
Yep, and then Mostert, Spears, and Bowers, Ndunze, and Corum on the bench.
Okay, what can I do for you on this? You just want to? Is there a trade you want to make or something like that?
See, I'm trying to make a trade. I feel like I have a lot of depth in my lineup for the first time in fantasy in like a lot of years of doing this, and I just feel like I'm solid at every position besides tight end, and I have some expendability at wide receiver. I think Rice might be a league winner just based on what I saw last night. I think he's getting a lot of target shares. So I just wanted your input on any moves that need to stay put or maybe trade away some pieces to acquire some strength in other positions.
After Higgins, it was what on the bench again? Higgins?
Mostert, Spears, Bowers, Ndunze, and Corum.
Okay. Ndunze. So, I guess I would say, I'm not trading Hurts. I'm not trading Gibbs. I'm not trading Rice. I'm probably not trading Debo. Probably not trading JT. I could trade, if I could upgrade JT into Bijan or something, I would probably do that, I guess, using a bench piece. So that, not out of the question. You could do that. Depending on how Hurts does, I'm still very much buying Mahomes. I love the fact that people are actually reacting in a negative way toward Mahomes right now. Every quarterback's going to have a near 300-yard, 1-touchdown game. And not to mention he ran for 40 yards on one single play that got called back at the end of the game, which could have led to another touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster dropped a touchdown pass. Worthy dropped a touchdown pass. The fact that anybody's even, just because the end result wasn't what we wanted, none of that was Mahomes' fault. Mahomes' INT was tipped. There's none of this is any sort of red flag at all. And the fact that we can get Mahomes at a discount right now is making me laugh. So I'm slightly tempted to tell you, if Hurts balls out, maybe you can go to that Mahomes team and just see what you could upgrade by swapping your quarterbacks. Because what I'm hearing right now is making me laugh and vomit in my mouth at the same time when I have conversations with people about Mahomes. I don't understand. When I see what Mahomes did last night, you know what I see? I see an offense that makes me smile. I see an offense that is loaded with weapons. I see Worthy. I see Rice. Hollywood wasn't even on the field. Pacheco scored. Kelsey didn't even do anything. It was a good defense. They were trying to lock Kelsey down. That's why Kelsey still has a little bit of buy low value. He's not a total panic, but he's in the panic chamber. But he's not a total panic. He's a buy player at the right price. I saw a team that has an arsenal of weaponry, and I know what happened because I watched the game, and people are just looking, these box score bobbies.
All right, prepare for take one. All right, action.
He's a box score Bobby. He's a little sloppy. Box score Bobby. He's a box score Bobby. He's so sloppy. Bobby.
These box score bobbies acting like Mahomes didn't do his job yesterday. Oh, worried about Mahomes. Guess I wasted my... When someone after week one, especially off that game, with all the weapons and all the great stuff that's bleeding out from that performance, when somebody says, I guess I wasted my third-round pick on Mahomes, that person doesn't know what they're doing. Like, they should have auto-drafted. We shouldn't allow those people to draft anymore. So, anyway, that's my rant on maybe looking into that. Sorry. As far as, like, a small upgrade, I don't know, bro. Higgins and JT for, like I said, Bijan. Adunze.
My flex spot, should I start Higgins or Neighbors? If Chase is out or limited this weekend, Higgins decides to play.
If Chase is out, Higgins will play. He says he's feeling fine. Higgins, if Chase is out, Higgins. If Chase is not out, he says I will probably be limited if I play. That's still a dilemma. As much as I want to say Neighbors, and I guess I could, and I wouldn't send anybody on a lap that started Neighbors over Higgins with Chase playing. But I think Higgins is safer. You know, and I don't think you...
Yeah, the only weak position I really have here is tight end that I'm trying to upgrade here.
Yeah.
There's no waivers for likely or anything. I try to see if I can make a trade for the Kelsey owner, potentially, just because he had like 4 fantasy points and half PPR this week. So I'm trying to just kind of capitalize on that.
Well, keep in mind...
If I could try to upgrade that with...
Okay, but keep in mind, and I mean this with all due respect, but I think you might be forgetting that you have Brock Bowers on your bench. That could be a potential top 5 tight end, top 6 tight end. He's a rookie, I get it, but bro, like this is the best tight end prospect we've really ever seen come out of college. I think we're selling him short. He hasn't even played yet. You know, we're not even
in the Joku or Bowers week 1.
We're not even being a box score Bobby yet and reacting to a negative game by Bowers. We're just straight up predicting him to not be worth the starting lineup. Look, you got depth, bro. Doesn't mean go throw it away. I like the depth. If I would potentially be interested in moving Mostert in Neighbors for a St. Brown, and that's doable. That's very doable. Neighbors is a guy that sometimes people have been taking in the third, in the 2-3 turn. You throw in Mostert and Neighbors together, I think you could get a St. Brown. I think you could go get Jamar Chase. Now, you got Higgins. I don't know if that's what you want to even do. I think you could maybe get rid of Higgins and Mostert for Jamar Chase. I don't know.
Look into that. Well, yeah, I thank you for your time, man, for everything you do. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show, man.
Do you not like that?
I think it's a great idea. I just don't know, like with Higgins, it's hit or miss. He has some injury problems. He has some soft tissue injuries like every single year, and it kind of just rubs me the wrong way. I'm trying to see if maybe just unloading early on is probably the best thing.
But yeah, so Higgins and Mostert for Chase, I try that. Higgins and Mostert for St. Brown, I try that. Higgins and Mostert for quite honestly, with Debo and Rice and having Neighbors still, Higgins and Mostert could be for an RB, and that RB could be potentially Higgins and Mostert. Let's see. I mean, Chase, Kyron, Barkley. You already got JT. Chase, Kyron, Barkley. I mean, there's endless possibilities with this team. You got so much depth that is true. I would potentially explore it. And I'm not saying I wouldn't explore McBride or Kincaid using like Bowers and Adunze, or Mostert and Bowers for Kincaid or McBride or Laporta. I would certainly entertain that. I'm not saying that Bowers is untouchable. He's a rookie, but I just think that like you're not in desperate need of a tight end. You've got two very good tight ends. I think people would kill to have these two tight ends.
Yeah, and just kind of I want the hero running back to back, and it kind of worked out on that that running back dead zone through 4 through 7 through the rounds, so it kind of worked out. So luckily that happened. I'll try to explore that Jamar Chase trade.
Yeah,
see if I can make that work.
Call in when you got something, and we'll go over it. All right, later, bro. Jack of all trades, what's up, my guy?
What's up, Buster?
What's going on?
Oh, I saw the writing on the wall with Mahomes. Everyone shutting the door on him already. Anybody selling Mahomes, I'm buying.
Yeah, I don't understand.
He's going to be the number one quarterback in real football. He's going to be the number one quarterback in fantasy football.
I don't understand.
That team was unstoppable last night with the speed and the plays that they were calling. Everybody's involved.
I know.
It's all wheels up. I mean, it's championship.
And it goes all through Mahomes. Mahomes is the centerpiece of it, and it's head-scratching to me that people are not going, look at Worthy, look at Rice, and Kelsey. Maybe still Kelsey, we don't know. And then Hollywood's not there. Pacheco's like, how are you not sitting here going, Worthy's not running in every carry he gets into the end zone and taking away Mahomes' ability to throw. I think what people saw last night, if I have to speculate, is they saw, okay, Worthy's running in touchdowns. Pacheco's running in touchdowns. I don't know that this is going to be a passing team anymore. I think that's what people are concluded. Like, Worthy's going to run the ball. They're going to give him 2 or 3 end arounds a game. But he's not taking all of them to the house. And not to mention, once Hollywood's in there, it's even better. This is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy that a single individual on planet Earth is looking at last night's game and performance and going, oh, I wasted my 3rd-round pick on Patrick Mahomes. I'm literally sitting here going, okay, Juju dropped a touchdown. Worthy dropped a touchdown. That interception was tipped, and Mahomes ran a 40-yard run that got called back at the end of the game. This could have easily been a 50-yard rushing affair, 3 touchdowns, and 350. It's just wild to me. Buy him. Buy low, buy low, buy low. All right, anything else, Jack? I'm going to get some sleep.
Nope, sounds like you're pretty tired, bro. So,
all right, bro.
Yeah, we're on the same page with Mahomes. I mean, I just don't see it. He's going to be the best quarterback. He's going to win people championships. And if you got him, hang on to him for dear life. But if anybody in my other leagues want to trade him, I'm open.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Pound the table. All right, later, bro. All right, super chats. Let's get these out of the way and then get out of here. What's up, Count? Count's $20 holler. Give him a Mars shot, shall we?
To Mars.
Thank you, bro. 8-man PPR QB. Richardson at running back. You have Brees, Jacobs, Connor, Javonte Brooks. Wide receivers, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, Godwin, Lad McConkey, Adunze. At tight end, I have Kincaid. Anything I should change? Yeah, I mean, look, I love Garrett Wilson. I don't love Devontae Adams. I don't like DJ Moore. I don't like Godwin. I feel like, maybe we aren't on the same page. You're in an 8-man league too, so it's like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of some of these players. Love AR5, love Brees Hall, love Jacobs. That's perfect. But you are in an 8-man league, so these wide receivers to me should be Garrett Wilson, Cooper Kupp, and Deebo Samuel. But maybe you like DJ Moore, maybe you like Godwin, maybe you like Devontae Adams. And if that's the case, I mean, trust your gut. But I'm certainly going to move Godwin and maybe Connor, or Javonte, Godwin and Connor, or Javonte and DJ Moore and Godwin. And I don't know that you're going to be able to do that, though, because in an 8-man league, no one needs anything. So, in a way, you might be stuck. But Godwin pops off, maybe you can do something about it. Devontae Adams and Connor, maybe you can get a Kyren, Achane, Barkley, JT. It's possible. I certainly would explore it. Connor and Devontae, maybe running backs are the most needy thing in this league, I guess. You could probably assume. So maybe you could trade Connor. You got Jacobson Brees, so you don't necessarily need to have a running back. Connor and Devontae Adams for St. Brown. Connor and Devontae Adams for anybody. Go Jamar Chase, the man of the hour. Maybe the doubt will allow you to buy him. Connor and Devontae Adams for Jamar Chase. I'd almost even give you, I'd throw in McConkey. I'd maybe throw in Godwin. So, yeah, appreciate you. Count to the moon. Rate my team: Mahomes, Rice, London, Gibbs, Barkley, Njoku, Connor, bench, Reed. I like the team a lot. Probably a 7.8. If you are able to turn Connor and Reed into something slightly better to upgrade that Connor spot, then I'm going to put you in the 8s. So Connor and Reed, Connor and Spears. I'd like to have Benson and Connor, though, but I do think upgrading that would be the difference maker to making that team like a, hey, I haven't seen the rest of your league, but I'm going to put you in the 8.0 territory, and that means you can win your league. Who's on the flex? Higgins, Coleman, Watson, Metcalf, Mooney. Who's in the flex? Higgins, Coleman, Watson, Metcalf, Mooney. If Jamar Chase sits, Higgins and is that McCaffrey or Metcalf? I think maybe you mean McCaffrey. McCaffrey's not a flex, though. I kind of think you mean Metcalf. If it's McCaffrey, bro, you're not sitting McCaffrey. If it's Metcalf, it's between Higgins and Metcalf. I think it's very close. If Chase is out, I go Higgins. If Chase is in, I'd probably go Metcalf. If it's McCaffrey, what are you asking me that question for? Running back upgrade ideas. 12-team PPR. Kamara, Singletary, Chase Brown, Herbert. Wow, this is kind of a rough sledding at RB, bro. Wide receivers: Lamb, Rice, Kupp, Higgins, Lamar, Kincaid. I can see why you're struggling at RB. It's still, they're good players, though. I like Kamara as a flex. He's a home run. I love Chase Brown as a flex. He's a home run. But these are a 1 and 2, so it's kind of brutal. I guess that, I might sell Higgins on the high right now. Higgins and potentially, geez, bro. Higgins and Kamara for 1 Kyren, Achane, Barkley, JT monster. Chase Brown, same thing. Higgins and Chase Brown. That's your only move. That's the only move you have. There's nothing else you can do. Don't trade Rice. Don't trade Kupp. Don't trade Lamb. Maybe I explore. Yeah, that's it. That's all you can do. There's nothing else to do. You got to let it all play out too. Once it plays out, you might have different valuations going on. Debating Luke McCaffrey over Higgins? No. Who's doing that, Max? Who's doing that? No, that's someone's trolling. There's no way anyone's doing that. That's not a thing. 10-man starter. 10-man starters. T-Law, Bijan, Hall, Kenneth Walker, Ferguson, Worthy. I like the team. I don't know if you're asking a question with this, but I'll rate your team and say, I don't like T-Law. I love T-Law as a player, person, rooting for him. Looking better, too. And he could deliver top 7 to 10 quarterback numbers. Who knows? But I think, that's your area of opportunity. Fields might be starting, so you might want to pick up Fields. But T-Law, Bijan, Hall, Kenneth Walker, Ferguson, Worthy, and yeah, that's a good team, bro. I don't know what your depth is, but I'd say I like that. That's a good squad. Thomas with a $2 hauler. Yoshi Voss, or is he a solid flex? Yeah, I think he's pretty decent in a huge league, but more so like wide receiver 4 or 5. You know, I don't think I'd call him a flex, bro. I think he's got capability of it, but he's the number 3 wide receiver on his team. So, like, but for this week, he's definitely, if Jamar Chase sits, I would say, yeah, this week. If that's what you're asking this week, sure. But, like, overall, I think I'd be worried about him in my lineup consistently. JFKFDR, thank you, Count. Appreciate you. Okay, PPR flex, pick one. Javonte Williams, Christian Watson, or Jerome Ford. Jerome Ford, easy call for me. I'm rooting for Christian Watson. I hope he does actually explode, but I'm going to go with our boy Jerome. Jay started Rice and flexed Worthy. In Smitty we trust. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you. Nice job. Nice job. And then we got a super chat without any message attached from Wallace. Wallace, appreciate your $2 hauler. I don't know if you're trying to ask a question on top of that. If you are, make sure you put it in the chat. But I will look for your message. But you do have to include it in the chat. Otherwise, it's hard to find it, bro. Sometimes. Especially like later on. But since I'm caught up, I can see it. Here it is. Got offered Pacheco, Rice, Kincaid, Benson, and Adunze for Laporta, Henry, Dell. Got offered Pacheco, Rice, Kincaid. Okay, so Pacheco and Henry. I don't like Henry. I like Pacheco over Henry by a lot. Laporta and Kincaid. We could call that a wash if need be. And then we analyze Rice and Dell. We'd rather have Rice. So Pacheco, Rice, Kincaid wins. I would take that side of the trade. It's a good question, though. And at first, you hesitate a little bit because there's a lot of talent involved. Smitty, 14-team league. Stroud, Jacobs, Achane, McBride, Rice. Need 2. Wow, that's a good team. 2 out of these guys. Sutton, Shakir, Singletary, Coleman. I'm going to go Coleman and Shakir. A little bit risky to throw both of them in there, but you know your one's going to do well. And do I pick up Wilson, drop Dobbs? Wilson, the Cardinal receiver. Okay, I was like, maybe you keep Dobbs this week. I don't know. That's a tough one. I think Dobbs is like, they keep talking about Dobbs being like the number 1. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Mark Cleveland, $5 hauler, Higgins or Watson. Mark, I'm going to say this. I'm rooting for Watson. I hope Watson does it. I'll be cheering him on if he does. I'm not going to feel bad or anything. Especially for the calls where I'm like, sit Watson maybe. I'm still going to cheer for him. I'm rooting for it. But if Higgins is starting without Jamar Chase, there's not even a question. And even if he does from his own mouth, I will probably be limited. And even if he isn't all that limited, Higgins is still going to have a good day. So Higgins for sure. And Higgins says he feels fantastic is the words that came out of his mouth. So maybe something changes though. Maybe he says that and he's just trying to put up a good strong face, but then, you know, tomorrow he starts running and he has issues. So hang tight. Rich, appreciate you. $10 hauler rate. So Mark, definitely Higgins. And if we hear news, you'll know because we'll go live on it. Kyler, JD5, JT, K9, Aaron Jones, Ramondre, Wright, Brooks, AJ Brown, Debo, Neighbors, BT, JMO, Laporta. Would you flex Neighbors or Aaron Jones week 1? Neighbors by a country mile. And I like your team a lot, JTK9. I'm trading Aaron Jones the first chance I get. Maybe Aaron Jones. Maybe you trade both of them, bro. You trade Aaron Jones and Neighbors for Cup. Debo, Cup. Maybe DK. London, MHJ, Rich, do it live. Send both of them away. They think they're going to mess with you. I decide between who to start, Aaron Jones or Neighbor. Send them both away. They're going to put you in that kind of position. All right, I'm out of here. My mind is completely numb. Mark Cleveland, appreciate you again for the super chat, pal. Mark to the moon. Any of my mods in here, appreciate you. I will see you all later tonight at 8 p.m. Hopefully Jamar doesn't sign. I need some rest. We'll see you later.